You have a special power hidden within you that you are not using, and you probably don't even know it's there. It's a special part of your brain that can solve the hardest problems in your life. All of those stories about unlocking the full power of your brain are actually speaking some truth, and we're finally going to reveal practical ways to leverage it. This is not science fiction. This works. Just make sure to stick with us till the end so you become the few that can wield it properly. There are 3 sections we'll go through to fully explore this special power unlock. First, we'll explain what this special brain power is. Second, we'll go through how to prepare your mind properly for this method. And lastly, we'll talk about how to use this method to solve your most difficult problems. As a bonus, I'll share some specific activities at the end that can get you started. So, what is this special power? It's called many things. It's studied by experts globally, and we are just scratching the surface of what it is. Some call it System 1, some call it the subconscious. Let's step away from titles for the moment and just describe what it is. It's our brain's ability to make very complex calculations, to come to conclusions more quickly than what our more intentional and forced thoughts can produce. It's the part of our brain that gives us our intuition. It's the part of our brain that develops dreams during our sleep. It's the part that helps us think more creatively when we are brushing our teeth or taking a shower. We use it, but we don't use it enough, and we don't know how to control it. And that changes today. And we got many more life tips to discuss on this channel, so like and subscribe to stay a part of the discussion and the growth. Okay, now, before we dive into using this special power, it's important that we follow these preparation steps. Here are 4 things that you should follow to prepare properly. Number 1, absorb the problem. Using this special part of the brain can be for all sorts of reasons. But let's think about it in the context of trying to solve some difficult, complex problems. This could be making a big life decision, or it could be solving a complex school or work problem. Whatever the problem is, you need to absorb the context of the problem as much as possible. This means you need to think about it, write it down, talk about it out loud, lay out the aspects of the problem, lay out any thoughts you have on the potential solutions or hypotheses. Do as much as you can to lay out the problem and let your eyes see and your ears hear as much about the problem so that your brain downloads this base information and stores it. Storing this information will be important for your brain to then access it when it attempts to solve it through this special method we are going to get into. Your brain needs to have information to then use it to solve the problem for you. It will only use the information and experiences that you give it, so make sure to download the information you think is relevant for it to work off of. Number 2, visualize the map. An important exercise to get your brain primed to solve a problem for you is to visualize both the problem itself and what it looks like if you solve the problem. Closing your eyes and visualizing these things will be providing your brain with valuable input so that it can connect the line between the problem and the right solution that will produce the outcome you are envisioning. Letting your mind shape the problem visually and also to imagine what a successful solution would look like and what outcomes would come from it is like drawing a map of the things you know and leaving the parts you don't know empty. This way, you are helping your brain understand what part it needs to fill in and solve for. It's a guide to help your brain's hidden powers quickly and efficiently attack the parts that need to be figured out. Number 3, believe in yourself. Encouraging your mind with positive thoughts and optimism will give your brain the confidence to attack the problem with more force and determination. It's good to treat your brain like a child who needs your encouragement and support, who will go off and attempt things out of your direct control, who can use its incredible talent to aid you. Think thoughts or speak out loud how you know you have what it takes to solve the largest of problems. Those problems may seem too large or too complex to your more direct efforts, but with the power of your full brain, nothing is insurmountable. Speak highly of your strengths, recall experiences where you have overcome before, and generally be your own biggest fan. It is essential that you repeatedly nurture yourself in this way. Number 4, learn widely. The more information you feed your brain, the more material your subconscious has to work with. Learning widely exposes you to new ideas and perspectives, creating a larger field of possibility for your brain to explore. That's what creativity is. It is leveraging things you know and combining them to develop new things. Study on topics that you are interested in. Consume information from experts and sources that you trust and provide good quality information and guidance. And of course, like, subscribe, and stay with us in this channel as a good source of high quality research, experience, and life tips. Now that you are prepped and ready to solve your big problems, here are the specific ways to use the special parts of your brain to get the answers that will change your life. Number 1, distract the front line. The main thing that gets in the way of you using your special hidden powers in the brain is your more direct thoughts that stand between you and your subconscious. This part of the brain that blocks you is called the prefrontal cortex, which is involved in decision-making and self-censorship. Lowered activity in this area can lead to fewer mental barriers to creative thinking. Routine tasks like showering or brushing your teeth require some cognitive effort, but just enough that it distracts your prefrontal cortex, allowing your more powerful brain functions to connect with you and provide solutions to problems that you've queued up. The activities that work very well at distracting the prefrontal cortex have a good balance of simplicity, repetition, and length of time. I will share specific activity examples after this section, so stay tuned. Number 2, relax your state of mind. Calming yourself, relaxing your body and your mind also increases your chances of linking with your brain's special abilities. If you are stressed and in a situation where you are panicking or dealing with immediate issues, then your prefrontal cortex will step in more aggressively and you will not be able to make the best connection. Doing activities that calm you can drive direct links to your brain's superpowers, and you will have a higher chance at eureka moments where your brain provides you with solutions. Number 3, sensory isolation. Sensory stimulation can be distracting and interfere with the connection to your subconscious. Therefore, depriving yourself from sensory stimulation is a way to have your brain solve those complex problems you've stored up. Specifically, this can be leveraging some continuous noise to block out any audio stimulus, or closing your eyes to avoid visual stimulus. In these sensory isolated states, your brain will often present to you with ideas and solutions that you've been looking for. Number 4, default mode network, D.M.N, activation. When your brain is not focused on demanding cognitive tasks, the default mode network becomes more active. The D.M.N is associated with daydreaming, envisioning the future, retrieving memories, and self-referential thought. This network's activity is crucial for creative thinking as it helps connect ideas in novel ways, often leading to eureka moments. So it's best to avoid overly demanding cognitive tasks, as this would be eliminating any chance for your subconscious to speak openly. With the right balance of cognitive activity to distract the front line, your subconscious will be able to speak up, present to you solutions, and surprise you with the right decisions for your problems you've put forth. Number 5, release dopamine. Dopamine releasing activities help you make the connection to your subconscious brain power. There are activities such as exercise that release dopamine, which is linked to creativity. Dopamine not only makes us feel good, but it also enhances our capacity to make connections between seemingly unrelated concepts. There are some activities that are cheap fixes for dopamine, which you should avoid, such as aimless social media use, binge eating or drinking, as these are short-term feel-good producers, but leave you net negative in the long term. You can consider dopamine as the fuel that accelerates the connection building between you and your subconscious, so your subconscious can grant you with answers in the moment. And as promised, here are the specific activities that have worked for me to unlock my special brain power that you can use as well. 1, Number 1, instructor-led fitness exercises. They usually last 1 hour, which is a great length of time to encourage your brain to solve some problems. And you are told and shown what to do by the instructor, so you don't have to think too much. Yet you have to move and lift and act so your prefrontal cortex has enough distraction. Exercise will also release the good dopamine that will facilitate the brain power unlock. You can have lots of epiphanies during these sessions. Number 2, home projects. These are activities that take about an hour or longer and require some repetition and motor skills. Some examples are painting walls, pressure washing the sidewalk or siding, working on the garden, mowing the lawn, etc. You should avoid the dangerous projects where your focus should be 100% on the work. The projects that work are the ones that are safe, involve repetitive motion, take a bit of time, and occupy your motor skills. These projects require enough cognitive effort to distract the front line, but not so much that it overtakes your attention. They also release dopamine as you are physically working and are likely outside absorbing sun and with the elements. Number 3, shower or bath. A shower and a bath could help, but they are not the absolute best, but worth a try. A shower may not be long enough, but does require some motor movement that could be enough of a distraction to your mental front line. A bath may not require enough cognitive load to distract the front line, but can last around an hour and will be calming and relax your state to facilitate some deep problem solving. The good thing is you will do these quite often, so you can use them as additional problem-solving moments. Try to set up the shower or bath so that it satisfies the length of time, amount of cognitive load, and repetition variables. And you'll have a better chance of these enabling deep problem solving. Number 4, lastly, walking or running. This is something all of us can do. Walking or running, especially after a meal, is a great way to tap into our brain's superpower, especially when this activity lasts for roughly an hour or more. The act of walking or running can be just enough cognitive load and motor skill use to distract the front line, but not overtake your attention. Also, there can be enough repetition baked in so that you're able to get into a trance almost. And the dopamine release of these activities is amazing. You've heard of the runner's high. Well, that's due to the feel-good chemicals that are produced from the activity. And the exercise involved helps you with digestion and your health. So overall, an amazing activity to incorporate into your routine. And if done correctly, can be used to solve some major problems for you regularly. You will find that solutions will just pop up in your mind as you are running or walking, especially if you followed the instructions of preparation shown to you in the beginning of the video. What activities do you do that allows you to tap into your brain's superpower? Please share in the comments so we can leverage the collective experiences of this community. And if you'd like to get some additional tips on powerful daily habits, check out this video here.